Come have fun with us and don't forget to subscribe.
What's up everybody, I'm Rick.
And I'm Anna.
And welcome to our review of the 1933 movie Boys Town. Now of course, Anna, for those of you who don't know, this is our bucket list channel. A channel in which we try to realize the goals and dreams that are on our bucket list. One of those goals is for us to watch every movie that was nominated at the Academy Award for Best Picture from 1927 to 2028. And Anna, as of now, we have watched 90 movies on that long list
90.
of movies.
Oh yeah, I like this number.
A round number indeed. The 90th movie that we've watched is the movie we're going to be talking about today, Boys Town. Released on September 9th, 1938, Boys Town is an MGM biographical drama film. It's based on Father Edward J. Flanagan's work with a group of underprivileged and delinquent boys and a home that he founded and named Boys Town. The movie follows Father Flanagan as he struggled to finance Boys Town while also having a hard time integrating a new boy, Whitey Marsh.
Wait, you said biographical?
Biographical, I said biographical, but let me put a pin on that right now before you get, too far into your, hey, is this a real story, is it not?
That's what I was going to ask.
Although the story is largely fictional, it is based upon a real man, Father Flanagan, and a real place, Boys Town.
But it didn't happen the way it happened.
It happened in the movie. No.
Okay.
But Boys Town is a real organization. That was even the message at the beginning, right? That Boys Town is a real place. That's how they started the movie.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So it is a real organization that still exists today.
Oh.
And Father Flanagan was a real person. But the story of the movie is just that, a story.
Okay.
Fiction versus reality aside, what did you think of this movie?
Honestly, I thought when the movie started, I was sure that by the end of it, I will cry. Mm-hmm. It didn't make me cry, and I have to say I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh.
I wanted it to make me cry.
You wanted to cry?
It was the right kind of story to make me cry. And I don't know to say why. I felt a little bit of emotional disconnection, maybe, because of the actors. Most of the actors are child actors.
Yeah.
And not all of them were as convincing as others. Let's say
ebbs and flows, and some of them are good, some of them are less good, and even those that are good, some scenes works less than others.
Yeah,
it's an issue with child actors a lot of time that emotional scenes tend to just kick you out of it like right away, like
definitely.
The child forcing himself to cry, and you're like, that's not convincing.
I guess you through that acting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I think maybe that's actually the reason why those scenes that were supposed to be emotional and have like a big impact kind of felt disconnected,
It's a question of tone too, because you said you went into it thinking you would cry. It's not really that kind of movie, right? It's a lot of light-hearted adventures between the kids. When I say adventures, just misadventures more so.
Right.
And then Father Flanagan is present, but more so like as a supporting...
As a supervisor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's something that I think is actually interesting, is for a movie that is largely based on his mission to help those kids, don't see him interacting that much with the kids.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
A lot of the time is spent with Whitey Marsh, who is the main character, either by himself, with the other kids, and sometimes with Father Flanagan. Sometimes we see the other kids by themselves, and a lot of the rest of the movie is Father Flanagan with the other people who's helping him finance.
Trying to get finance for the place, yes.
Exactly. And so there are these moments where Father Flanagan is helping the kids, talking to them or whatever, but not as many as you would think. It was entertaining, not like you said, the most deep movie or emotional movie, but just interesting story, interesting characters.
Yeah, I feel like it was entertaining, and I feel like it has a good story overall. Mm-hmm. So it's a story that you can get invested in and, want to know how it ends.
Mm-hmm. So Anna, you talked about the child actors and we've talked about Father Flanagan. Let's take a look at who's behind all of those characters. Who are the cast and crew? Before we get into that, I invite all of you who've made it this far into the video to subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying what you're seeing, and give it a thumbs up. It helps out always. So Anna, the movie was directed by Norman Torog, who we will remember from Skippy.
Okay, another movie featuring child actor.
Yeah, and you can kind of see it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It
I
has-
know that you told me that even the tone, with the like little kids or kids misadventures, like
Yeah.
like you said, it has the same elements.
It
yeah.
has that vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like with Skippy, some elements work, some don't. You feel like it should have been sadder than it is. Also, part of this movie is Spencer Tracy as Father Flanagan. We will remember Spencer Tracy from San Francisco, Live Old Lady, and Captain's Courageous. So, what did you think of Spencer Tracy's performance in this movie?
So first of all, I want to mention this is the second time we see him in the role of a priest.
Yes, it is. San Francisco.
Is that a coincidence? Yeah. Is that a coincidence? I'm just saying, I think he did a great job. I feel like the role really fits him. I feel like he has the right kind of presence about himself, the right kind of vibe, I think, for this kind of a role. And I feel like he was very convincing. You could feel the care that he had for those children. And at the same time, how most of his attention was diverted towards the children and their well-being rather than other issues that would have impacted them, like things like mortgage
the
and money problem
exactly.
and all of that. But he was like, wait, but I have to take care of this kid first. Then we talk about money.
Yeah, Spencer Tracy is an actor that I feel like as we see him more and more in the different movies, I like him more and more. And maybe that's because in San Francisco he had an important role, but more in the background, and then we've seen him more as the front lead actor in these other movies, especially Captain's Courageous, and then now here with Father Flanagan. I appreciate his work more and more as time goes on, and so does the Academy. We will remember that he was the winner of the Best Actor award the previous year for Captain's Courageous.
Right.
He also won this year for Father Flanagan and this movie Boys Town, which makes Spencer Tracy the first of only 2 actors to win Best Actor 2 years in a row.
That is impressive.
Yeah, the other one being Tom Hanks in 1993 and 1994. And little story here about the award that he received, the Oscar. But I saw this story in a lot of different places. There are different versions of it. I'm not really sure if it's more of a urban legend or real story, but I thought it was interesting nonetheless. So apparently when he accepted his Oscar for the very role, Spencer Tracy responded by spending most of his speech talking about Father Flanagan and his work, saying, if you've seen him through me, I thank you, praising Father Flanagan, basically. And so after that, an overzealous MGM publicity representative announced that Tracy was donating his Oscar to Father Flanagan and Boys Town without confirming it with Spencer Tracy first. Tracy's response was, and sorry for the children at home, I heard the fucking thing, I want it.
Can't say that I don't agree with you, it makes sense.
So the Academy quickly struck another award with another instruction so that Tracy could keep his statuette, and Boys Town got one that would read, to Father Flanagan, whose great humanity, simplicity, and inspiring courage was strong enough to shine through my humble effort. Spencer Tracy.
Oh, so as if it was a message from him.
Yeah, but I said there was another version. The other version that I saw of this story, which so I don't know which one is true, I don't know that anything is true, is that the statuette read, the one that was giving to Spencer Tracy, Best Actor, Dick Tracy.
What?
This one seems like it would be the legend.
Okay.
I don't know that the Academy would do that
Would do
unless
that?
it was a mistake. Yeah. The movie also stars Mickey Rooney as Whitey Marsh. We'll remember him from A Midnight Summer's Dream and Captain's Courageous. What do you think of Marsh here?
I feel like that must have been a quite difficult role for a child to play. Because it was supposed to be a child who kind of behaves
I said child, but I think he was a teenager, almost 18 at that point. I think it was 16 or 17, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess maybe it wasn't that difficult. But in the movie, I saw him younger than that.
Yeah.
He seems younger than that. I thought, it's a child, but who behaves kind of almost like an adult, but not really. Like trying to be an adult because he needs to, but without having the experience of an adult, So I guess it does make sense that the actor actually portray it so well if he was 17, 18, because I feel like that's the age when you're kind of like that just by nature, you know?
So, like I was saying, I thought it was good, and the scenes where he's acting tough, or the scenes where he's, having trouble with the other kids, or even when he's having doubts about his place with the other kids.
Yeah.
All of that, he did it well. When he has to jump the fence to even more emotional scenes, like when he's crying or when he's, basically when he's crying,
Yeah.
it takes me out of it a little bit. Like, that's the scenes where
That
I
is
was
true.
thinking, oh,
That scene with his brother, where he doesn't want to give up his brother, but he also doesn't want
Boys Town to
Boys
close.
Town to close because of him. That's supposed to be a very like strong emotional scene, but I feel like he's acting there. It's like
It's so much, it's just swelling and like
yeah,
the same when Pee-wee, was it his name, gets hit by a car,
Yes.
and then he's just there in the street like shaking him. And I saw a trivia about that too, saying like, actually, if he was really hit by a car and you start shaking him like that, you're probably gonna be the one who kills him, right?
yeah. That's I thought that too as I was watching it. Like, no, don't do that. But I mean, a movie is a movie.
Yeah. Movie also stars Henry Hall as Dave Morris and Bob Watson as Pee-wee, who just talked about him, the kid. We saw him in Old Chicago and also in Live Lady in an uncredited role.
Watson here, who plays Pee-wee.
Yeah,
I thought he was great.
it's cute, huh?
I really liked him. I feel like even in the more emotional scenes, he was most convincing than some of the older child actors, in my opinion. He played it really well, and I really like that one scene when he gets into the office to get his candy,
Yeah.
but he actually knows that he did something
He hasn't
bad.
been a good kid, right?
Yeah,
He hasn't
so
been
doesn't
brushing his
deserve
teeth.
he doesn't deserve his candy. Like that look on his face.
The guilt, you can
the
read
guilt,
it. Yeah.
you can see it totally. It was so convincing, and he's so young. I was impressed.
Yeah. You weren't the only one to be impressed. The Academy was impressed too, because the movie was nominated for 5 Academy Awards and won 2.
Okay.
So, nominated, of course, for Best Picture, Best Director for Norman Torog, Best Actor Spencer Tracy, who won, Best Original Story Eleanor Griffin and Dor Shari, they won, and Best Screenplay for John Meehan and Dore Shari, based on a story by Shari and Eleanor Griffin. When the movie came out, the organization, the Real Life Boys Town organization, hoped that the success of the movie would increase the amount of donation to Boys Town. But in fact, the amount of donor sharply decreased
No.
because
why?
many donors felt that the organization had made a huge profit due to the movie's success.
That's bad for them.
Yeah, but it still exists today, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's not that bad.
it endures. The legacy endures, and the legacy in movies also continued because a sequel was made in 1941 called Men of Boys Town.
Does it feature the same actors?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. I'm curious to watch that.
Quite frankly, I'm not. I kind of feel like I had the story that, I had my feel with this story and the characters. Anything else you would like to add before we move on to the ranking of this movie?
No, I think we pretty much touched on everything that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, me too. Would you say that you recommend this movie?
I would recommend it, yes. I think it's a great movie. I feel like, for all its faults, it's an enjoyable movie to watch, and it's a good story. It's a very good story.
And yeah, that's all you can ask of a movie. It's entertaining, and so yeah, I would recommend it too. It's a nice story, especially when you think about the fact that it is based on a real person and a real organization. Then you think, there are nice people in the world, even if the story is fictional.
Yeah.
So go watch the movie. Spencer Tracy, always good. Mickey Rooney, entertaining to watch. Now, Anna, it is time for us to rank. So for every year of the Academy Award, we rank the movies that were nominated for Best Picture. And now we're ranking the movies from the 1938 Academy Award, the 11th. As of now, our list is at number 2, The Adventures of Robin Hood, and at number 1, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Where would you put Boys Town?
I would say I would probably put it at number 3.
I would put it at number 3 too.
Yeah.
I think, again, it's an entertaining movie, but it doesn't do anything special, you know, out of the ordinary. Anything that would make you point to that one thing and say, hey, this movie, you know, it deserves to be higher than Robin Hood for its technical prowess, or even Alexander's Ragtime Band for its great characters. You know?
Yeah, that is true. I feel like this movie's best feature, best characteristic is its story. And right after that, I would put Spencer Tracy's performance, which was, quite notable.
Yeah.
But other than that, like you said, I don't think that it has that great features that would put it higher on that list right now.
And so we agree on that. The new ranking is at number 3, Boys Town; at number 2, The Adventures of Robin Hood; and at number 1, Alexander's Ragtime Band. That was it for our review of the 1938 movie Boys Town. If you like this review, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment in the comment section below. If you've seen Boys Town and you have your own thoughts about it, let us know. And check out some of our other videos on this channel. This is not only a movie review channel, actually. It is not a movie review channel. It's a bucket list channel. And so we do a lot of other things like watching anime, traveling, self-growth, etc. Go check some of that stuff. And don't forget that if you yourself, just like Father Flanagan in this movie, have a goal or a dream that you'd want to realize, take that first step.